And you haven't been back since.
Not to those two. I was in another loony bin for about a week. That was fucking Westmoreland County, but that's a separate story. Pretty much what happened there was a fucking ex threw me through a loop claiming I raped her even though she rode me topside. And I was all fucked up because, you know, I was young and idealistic and I accused myself of rape, and I fucking went straight to the police department, turned myself in, told them that I was a fucking rapist, and they fucking sent someone down to the house where I was crashing at the time, talked with the girlfriend, and she refused to press charges even though I begged her to. So whenever they said that she refused to press charges, you know, and, you know, keep in mind this all after she fucking rode me topside, but I was fucking fucked up. A combination of drugs and everything. I fucking had myself checked in for a week. And that's where I met my ex-wife.
You met her in the loony bin.
Yes. She was there for anorexia. I was there for being suicidal once more.
You met her in the loony bin and didn't know what to expect.
Yep. That was my own fucking idiocy there. Hey, you're the one that said, don't hold any punches. You would say the embarrassing shit. This is embarrassing.
I know. That's why I love it. Because you met someone in the mental institution and thought...
And anyone that sits there and says black chicks can't be anorexic, I will fucking strangle you. Because my ex-wife is black, and she wasn't anorexic while we were together.
I never heard this. I heard of the other. I never heard they met in the mental hospital. Thought, oh, bright, upstanding person.
Well, the funny part is this, you know, she's got all these guys around her because she's skinny and, you know, kind of hot looking and shit, you know, the commercial kind of hot. And they're all fucking swooning all over her. I fight my way through the fucking masses and say, hey, can I get your number sometime? She's like, oh, yeah, sure. It's like, okay, well, I'll be over there whenever you fucking want to do it. And I walked away. So while all these guys are trying to shower her with fucking attention and all this other shit, I stood out to her because I was the one that said what I wanted and let her come to me.
Yeah, that was how I got some pretty nice looking girls. I mean, I'm not good looking. I am fat and ugly and, you know, cynical. But because I'm not one of those morons who tries to, you know, walk over themselves to impress someone, I'm just like, yeah, hey, how you doing? They're like, what if, you know, one was like, well, aren't you going to say something embarrassing? I was like, no, you mean nothing to me. I still love meeting your ex-wife at a mental hospital and going, this is a woman I'm going to marry.
Yeah. I didn't marry her until after we had our daughter.
Yeah, but still, I just...
Oh, fuck. Here we go. The wedding day. My father showed up to the justice of the peace to be one of the witnesses.
Oh, Lord.
But the funny part was the friend who remains nameless, who had some very obviously racist tattoos exposed. Fucking full-blown neo-Nazi fucking glorification. Some were photo quality tattoos. These were exposed. This was also a JOP that he had been to before for previous offenses. So the JOP knew who the fuck he was. Coming in to witness my wedding with a black chick. And like, I could see the look on the JOP's face, looking at him, looking at me, looking at my wife, looking at him again with this puzzled look like, what the fuck are you doing here? And his return look was like, it's Jim. So
where do you get racist tattoos done?
A racist tattoo shop, which I am not naming because this may get people to identify him. I mean,
there are okay. No, Yeah, don't name, but there are racist tattoo shops.
Yes. I mean, most of them will service anyone just because they want the money. So if you are, fucking full bore enough that they'll fucking refuse if they even think you're a hint Jewish, even though you're white, or, you're fucking, black, fuck you. You're not getting out of here because you're like 1/16 black. They vary, in like who they all service, commercially. But, yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to.
Yeah, get that reconciled in your head.
Yeah.
So after the wedding, my daughter's there with us too.
Mm-hmm.
So after the quick little service, do you? Yes, kiss, you're married. We go up to my house. Well, first off, my dad takes us out to dinner. Then he drops me, my friend who shall remain nameless, and my daughter off at my apartment.
Real quick, was your dad actually looking presentable?
Yes, he was actually looking presentable. I think
Okay.
he actually took a sponge bath in the sink this time. Anyways, he took my wife out to get some gifts for her. And one of the stops was at Victoria's Secret, where, according to my ex-wife, she literally had to tell the people to take him outside the shop, because even though he was paying for the fucking lingerie, he was sneaking a peek of her trying it on.
Classy man. Classy man.
Mm-hmm. Years later, I suspect that he fucked her whenever the last time I went homeless. Well, next to last time I went homeless.
I actually kind of feel bad for her.
Yeah, I actually do feel bad for her, because I don't think anyone should have a part of that.
So.
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah. Wild West days of the web. I do have something to say about that. There was this website where you could share stoner stories, and like we bumped into fucking all kinds of crazy people that had crazy stories to tell. And like, some of them you could tell they're bragging, trying to make it sound like the movies, but others you could tell definitely, oh yeah, that shit probably happened. And like, we were hanging out with the people that were saying this, and I remember I made a collage piecing together a lot of the party stories I already shared, probably a couple I can't remember at the moment, into like a single 2-day long fucking acid bender. Oh, that reminds me of another thing too, the acid bender. But anyways, we posted it there, and like they fucking loved the story, and like, we got bullshitting with people. It was fucking great. Now, a story about an actual acid bender. Remember that girl I said claimed I raped her? And I went all fucking nuts with my ex-wife and shit. Well, while I was still in my party years, she decided to call me up and hang out with me. After this incident, mind you. And I was like, fine, it's time for some payback. And what I did for payback was I forced her to go on an acid bender with me. It started off at her friend's house, which she felt comfortable at. We were just supposed to sit there, lie quietly, and wait for her parents to come home. But I can't do that when I'm on acid. Acid's all about the adventure. And I kept nagging her until we finally left the house, locked the door behind us so we couldn't get back in. And she started driving. And I took her everywhere that annoyed her. She hated being out in the fucking woods. I took her to the old field we used to party at, and showed that off to her, and smoked some weed with her there, and she's all fucking in, and fed her more acid. And she hates being surrounded by filth. So I took her to my dad's house while he was still there. This is long after the fucking party attic closed down. So like, she saw my dad's filth, was disturbed by that, got up to the attic, just said it was a little boy's playhouse gone to hell, and even wrote that on the wall under my etching, and she's all fucked up about that. Then we went to my mom's house, and she fucking hates Christians. Who's at my mom's house? My sister, who's a fucking super Christian, talking about her holy roller things, and she's trying to act sober in front of her the whole fucking time. And it was just fucking pure torture for her. And finally, her friend was back awake, and she could be let back in, and she left me. And I was like, sweet revenge.
She hates Christians. What is she, like, an atheist or something, or what?
Yeah, she was an atheist.
I mean, I don't hate I hate the ultra Christians.
Well, she was like trying to be uber atheist because I'm gonna die soon, all this shit. Which I don't know if that was true or not, because some disorder I forget. But it's just interesting. The girl that that claimed I raped her and shit, she was still willing to hang out with me after that, and even after that, and I got with my wife at the time, and I was starting to date her. She still wanted to fucking hang out with me even after that. So I don't know what the fuck I was peddling, but
what about after the acid?
After that, yeah, that's whenever after that time, I actually she actually bumped into me hanging out with my wife, who was going to be my wife, and it was fucking weird because she was like trying to judge her, and we hung out for a little bit, smoked some weed. And like I said, this is not the behavior of someone that was raped, trying to fucking make peace and all this shit.
It's kind of hypnotic. It's kind of cool.
Oh God, there was I don't remember the first time I got high. I haven't heard many stories about that. I just knew I was completely fucking lit. But the first time I got Jeff high. Now, he had been sold fucking fake dope before. He'd been wanting to experiment with it, and everyone kept giving him fake pot. Well,
that's what we used to do whenever the newbies would come over and they were like little puppies, oh yeah. And we'd sell them like aspirin.
So anyways, I get myself some creeper weed, and we go up into the fucking woods behind this one fucking park, which there's another story I'll get to in a moment. Fuck, now I'm remembering shit when we were about to sign off. Anyways, we fucking get there, and we had a fucking can of pop with us, and I put holes in the can of pop, made a makeshift bowl out of it, and we smoked it. And he's like, dude, I ain't feeling shit. I was like, dude, relax, it's creeper weed. No, this shit's fake. It ain't doing anything. After we finished it, he finally stood up. It ain't doing anything. Oh my God. As soon as he stood up, he just fucking collapsed and started laughing. He was laughing his ass off. And fucking shit. We got back to my house, and he was eating the fucking wafers that my dad made, even though, the rule of thumb was never eat anything my dad makes. But he was too much.
Tell me some story about that later. Yes.
Oh, yeah. And, that was just all fucked up there. And he finally got home, and he was just fucking wild. And the funny part was, after that point, he about 2 weeks later, he got a hold of his own weed connections, and he started dealing to me. So he was my dealer from that point on. I got him high, but he was my dealer. And fucking because we had all this history going way back, fucking shit, back whenever we were shoplifting and everything, there was the fucking prices he gave to everyone else, then the friend prices, then there was the gym price. Back to the girl that claimed I raped her. Whenever I was in the loony bin, she went up to Jeff to buy weed off of him, and she couldn't understand why she wasn't getting the same deal I was, like fucking $10 an eighth, fucking shit like that, whenever I wanted a small amount, even though I was dealing. That's just my price. Whenever, friends got 15 and everyone else got 20, that was his prices for like an eighth. And she couldn't understand why she was paying 20 instead of 10. And she found out that it was gym price. She was able to jack him down to 15, saying, okay, I've dealt with you before and all this, but I'm only going to sell it to you this price once. But she was wondering why it wasn't 10. And that was because it was gym price. And a lot of my friends that sold me pot at the time offered me gym price because I did things like stand there and look like a goon and, fucking defend people when I needed to and shit.
See, that's the one time I've ever actually used the blind thing to my advantage. I have never paid for drugs.
That's cool. Another story. Okay.
Drugs are expensive. I mean,
yes, they are.
Oh, by the way, check out the band Atrocity. This is amazing.
And before I started selling acid, Jeff fed me plenty.
Really good death metal.
And the funny part was I would sit there and buy an ounce of pot off of him And we would sit there and he would roll fucking, you know, half ounce on his own for my, like, you know, eighth that I was rolling into it, and fucking just get me and him all fucking stoned. You know, that's just fucking me and Jeff there. He fed me lots of free drugs. Back to the park, okay. There was this one incident where, like, we were hanging out. We weren't on any drugs or anything. We were just hanging out, me, Jeff, and the friend who shall not be named. And we want to just sit there on the swings and hang out. And there was like this family fun day at the park, and you know, they're having a family picnic. And like they kept trying to edge us to leave and edge us to leave. Like we were being respectful, not like bothering them, not getting in their way or anything. They just wanted us to leave because, you know, they're happy family fun time, and we're dressed in our fucking death metal punk duds, you know. So like we're like, fine. So we put on Aqualung. Sitting on a park bench, eyeing little girls with ill intent. And like we played it about 3 times over, and by the time the 3rd time was done, the entire family just fucking left the park. Don't fuck with us. We were trying to be respectful of you. You fucked with us, you got what you deserved. Creep the fuck out and had to leave. Oh, fuck. Those are some fucking crazy times. Anyways, I think this is a good time to maybe end it because Elliot just left. It's been fun. Everyone can piss the flying fuck off.